Hello and welcome to another session of Tuesday Talks. My name is Dr. Frank Tuesday, and I'll be guiding you through another session where we are going to learn about how to install Visual Studio and also how to create your very first program. So without any further ado, let's jump into here the website that you need to go to in order to do this. You want to go to this website and go here. This is where we're going to be going. And after you go there, you will pick the community version. That's this one here. You'll pick the community version and download it. Once it's downloaded, then you'll be able to get a little icon on your desktop and you can try to install. The installation process is not very difficult. There are a couple things that Uncle Microsoft is going to need in order for you to install everything, so it may have some updates that it needs to do. After the prep is completed, you'll come down here and you'll need to select. There are a variety of things that you can do with this Visual Studio installer. We're going to be picking these two. So these are the ones that you're going to need to download or select. You'll select these two and then you'll click on the modify or the install button down here. Okay, so after you pick that, you'll click install and the system will install. Don't know how long this will take. When that's done, then we can open up the installer.
A few moments later.
And now that we're done, it's going to load and we can start our own program here. You'll note that there's an opportunity here for you to create an account or to sign in. If you don't have one, you don't need one, at least not for this course. We're just going to skip this for now. A little explanation of how things operate, how to optimize and make things look nice. You can pick and do what you want. I am just going to get started. And here is what you will see when you typically open up the system. What you'll want to do for every assignment you create, every assignment that you have, you're going to want to create a new project. Bear in mind that Visual Studio is an IDE. It's a programming environment. So you're not creating just one program. You're going to be creating a project that may include numbers of programs. Now, for your sake here, you're only going to be creating one file, but the system still wants you to create a project. So we're going to create a new project, and we can call it what we want after we select what type of project we're going to be going to get. We're going to go after a C++ in a console. So we're going to be looking for this one here. Okay, that's the project that we're going to be looking for. There are a variety that we have here. We're going to be looking for the one that's a console that does C++, and click next. Let's give it a name. For our sake, we're going to call this Hello World, since that's the one that we're going to be doing. And please note the location of the programs, where it's being stored on your hard drive. If you need to go in there and do something later on, you'll want to make sure you get to that location. Make sure you understand where it's being stored. So we've got a name. Please note I didn't put any spaces in the name, just to make it easier for reading and for programming. Now we're going to create. Click on the Create button, bottom right corner there, and we get an environment. It's important for us to try to learn a couple of things about this environment. This is the environment in which you will be working. Let's make this a little smaller, shall we? How about that? Okay, so in this environment, you'll note that up here we have, let's pull this down just a tad. There we go, that's better. You'll note that up here we have the name of the program we're working on, name of the file we're working on in that little tab. Okay, that's the name. You'll also note over here in the Explorer section, if you click on the source files, there's the same file. That's the file you're working on. If you want to update, if you want to add another file, you can add it there. Okay, you can just go there and add it. A little bit about the programming actual environment. You'll note this, you've got some files here that have these double slashes. Okay, those are comments and they're green. They're green to let you know, hey, this is a comment. So if you find any of those in here, they're comments and you should read the comments. okay, you also have this one here that begins with a pound sign, and that's called an include file. Basically, an include file is a file that you're adding into the program that contains pre-made functions. In fact, one of the functions you'll use in this assignment today is a pre-made function. So include files is just telling the program, add these functions into my program. And that's what's happening right here with this. So this include here, we're going to include IO stream. Now, right here is the main program. This is essentially the bulk of the program. We have something that's init main, okay, and we have open brace, closed brace. Everything in between those two braces is essentially the program. And what do we have in there? We have a printout that says hello world, right? Cout is console out. A couple other comments that are listed down here, you should look through those. If you want to start a program, you can just press Control 5. Control F5, which is basically going to take you to debug. There's Control F5. You see it on the right-hand side there? All these quick keys you should learn so that you can do these. You can step into, you can step over. So that's one of the things they wanted to show you. Some other tips. The Solution Explorer is for adding files. That's this thing over here, the Solution Explorer. So if you want to add files, you can do that over there. Just right-click on something. So I'm just going to right-click here, and I'm going to be able to add a new item. So I could add a new file if I need to. Obviously, I don't need to here. You can use the Team Explorer to connect to source controls. That's if you have them, which we're not going to have here. The output window, it's going to pop up, and you're going to be able to see an output window where you're actually going to see those things work. If you have any errors, there's going to be an error window that'll pop up. You can go to the projects and add a new item. As I told you before, you can go up here to projects. Where am I? And add a new project. Add new files to the project. Oh, here it is. Okay. And lastly, you can do this again. You can open up a project later on, and it'll open up the file and everything associated with it. Okay. We're not going to use this template, so I'm just going to select all of this and blow it away. But I am going to create my own little template, and yeah. And this is the contents of that file. So let me copy this and then paste it into our file. Just some explanations for you here. If you're doing a course, for example, something like this, make sure you include this comment in there so that you can understand it. Notice I've got something here that says sources if necessary. That's a comment for you. You'd click here and press enter, and then you can add more information about that source file. You would get rid of the double slashes, obviously. If you have any include statements, put them here. Notice that they're here. So this little comment, include statements, just a note to you to let you know where you're supposed to put them. If you have any global declarations, any constants, and not variables, you'd click here and then add them here. Okay, you're going to get rid of these two spaces, and then you click and you'd add any of them here. If you have, oh yeah, that's the next one. So if you have any function prototypes or function declarations, you'd put them here. You'd click enter here, and then you'd add the description of the function. You don't understand how to do that now, I get it, but you will in future. Here's your int main again. Here's your one brace, here's your other brace. So everything inside is the actual main body of the program. Okay, here we have some other help for you. If you have any variables to declare, press enter here and then get rid of your comments, and then you can add your variables here. If you have any program logic, any type of calculations that you want to do, put them here. If you're calling any functions, okay, then you would call them inside this logic statement. If you have any closing statements, do that. And then down here you've got function definitions. So you see up here we've got function declarations. In here we call functions, and down here we define functions. So before int main up here, we're going to declare it, tell you what it is. Down here we're going to define it. Okay, and then here in the middle is where we actually call it. hope that makes sense. Hopefully you'll be able to understand that later on as we move through the program. So after you're done here, you put it like your name or whatever in here, and maybe we'll put another C out here, console out, where we say something like hello world. So we'll put in hello world. Notice that it's in braces, and let's do another item that we're going to include, which is going to be an end line and a semicolon, and now the system knows that it's correct. Okay, so you've created this little thing. Oh, quick note here. If you noticed right here, the file has a little asterisk after it. When I save it, that asterisk is going away. I'm just going to press Control S, and you see the asterisk went away. If I add more space, if I add anything, you'll see the asterisk pops back up. Just a note to you to say, hey, something's been modified, and it won't compile that modified information. So I have to save it, Control S again, and now it goes away. It says, hey, we're up to date. Everything is done. Okay, now, earlier you learned about F5, so I'm just going to press F5, and it's going to go and try and build. You'll see that it's trying to build down here. When it's done building, it's going to pop up an output screen. And now you have seen the file, and you can see that it works. Okay, these are just comments that say, hey, the program is done, and if you want to close it, you can. You can go into the settings and turn that off if you want. But that's basically how you're going to create a file, and your first file. Typically, it's the Hello World file. So after you've done this, we're going to also want to learn how to print the screen. Sometimes you want to verify that you've done the work and that it's your work. People often say, well, give me a screen capture of the information so that I can verify that it's yours. In Windows, you'll press Win button and the Shift button and the S button. And that'll pop up a little window for you to be able to do a screen capture. On a Mac, you're going to do Shift and the Command key and the $sign. And on Linux, you just have to press the print screen key, and a little program will open up to allow you to do that. Windows Shift S. Oh, hold on. Let's run this again. And it works. And if I do Windows Shift S right now, I get a little window that pops up. It says Draw a Box. So Windows Shift S, this came up, and now I can draw this box. This is what I want to copy. And it says, hey, it's been saved to your desktop. So I can now grab that snippet and paste it anywhere I want. So that's how you would do a screen capture. That's basically all you need in order to install install Visual Studio and create your first little program. I do hope this has helped out. And if you do have any questions, you can certainly let me know in the comments below, or you can email me, actually, and I will try to respond to you that way as well. Have a good day, and I do hope this has helped. Bye-bye now.